Hey, Diane.
Come in.
Are you ready for your 21 question on Confession of a Midwife?
Of course, always, always. Let me take my mask off so people can see me. This is me, Diane.
Great.
I'm a public health midwife.
So your first question, what is your job role, Diane?
I am a public health midwife, which covers immunization and smoking cessation at Royal London Hospital.
What are your working hours?
My working hours are 8 until 4, dependent on what I have to hand in. I may stay a little extra, or I may come in a little earlier.
Nice. Do you still go back to deliver babies?
Only in my dreams. I'm too busy for that at the moment. But you know, if needs must, I'm there. I'm a midwife.
Do you plan to do this job until you retire?
Now, dependent on the retirement age, I've been trying to retire for the last 5 years. I'm not allowed, so let's wait and see.
Wish we all could retire early, right?
Of course, of course.
Has there been an increase or decrease in women receiving flu vaccination during COVID?
There has been an increase.
Brilliant.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Are there any side effects to a mother getting a flu vaccination?
There's always a side effects to a vaccine. It's a needle, it will hurt. So you got headache, you got arm ache. Some people get a fever, some people don't. Some people, got achy arms, and then that's it. Or you might get a mild rash. It's an injection.
You got a soldier on.
You got to soldier on.
How do you feel when women opt out of receiving a flu vaccination or whooping cough vaccination?
I don't feel any way because it's their choice. And I believe that everyone has a choice irrespective of whether they're a patient or staff,
Okay, why would you encourage women to get vaccinated?
Because it protects them, it protects their baby. And at the end of the day, we all want to walk around not getting ill. So that's the whole point of promoting, to protect yourself. But if you investigate or do your research and you feel that, okay, this is not for me, then it's your choice.
Can you take me around on a tour?
Of course. Let me put my mask back on. You're being safe here. Okay, so you are currently on the 70 feet assessment unit, which are these 3 doors here. That's a counseling room here for fetal medicine, where we have to discuss any information pertaining to women who
fancy.
for scanning. Yeah.
Okay, so can flu vaccination be given at any time in pregnancy?
Yes. From the moment they've registered and notified us that they're pregnant, they can get the flu vaccine.
In simple terms, can you please explain what whooping cough is?
Whooping cough is a lung infection, and basically it's an old illness, old disease. It's been around a long time. We've been doing a very good and rigorous campaign, and basically, is to protect the baby. So the advice is, if you take the vaccine, you build up an immunity, you pass it on to your unborn baby, and when the baby is born, in the first 8 weeks of life, the baby is protected. And then they get a booster of the same vaccine at their 8-week check.
Okay, great. At what stage of pregnancy should women receive whooping cough vaccination?
They can receive it from 16 weeks. We can go this way. They can receive it from 16 weeks up until delivery. However, we tend to offer women from 20 weeks after their 20 weeks scan, and the sooner they get it, the better it is for the baby.
And how can a woman make a booking for these vaccinations?
Oh, here at Royal London is a drop-in service.
Okay, so they just can drop in.
It's a drop-in.
Okay,
You
brilliant.
don't need to book an appointment. You just come along, knock on our door, and you see. So we're in the sonography areas. This is one of our sonographers. Say
Hello.
Hi. Thank you.
Thanks. And then this is antenatal.
So antenatal and
And we do bookings here as
the
well.
bookings here as well. Okay.
Bookings and antenatal. And then you can come back round to
So how do you reassure mothers who are in two minds to get vaccinated?
Um, Basically, it's about how they're feeling. So if they're nervous, we try to calm them down and find out what it is that's basically causing them to be anxious, because then in any situation people have anxiety and you don't want them to stress out too much. So you just talk them down, and if they're not ready, then we don't proceed.
Okay.
We don't proceed.
Is it safe to travel? Is it safe to take a travel vaccine?
Depending
pregnant.
on where they are in the pregnancy. So we normally advise women to see their GPs and sorry. We normally advise women to see their GPs and get a letter from them, depending on where they're going, especially in this COVID time, because of the red list countries, we have to be very, very careful. So that's very important. We can go across.
What is anti-D?
Anti-D is okay. Anti-D is prophylactic. Sorry. I'll see you more. Anti-D is blood grouping. It has to do with the type of blood group you have, whether it's positive or negative. Now, it's mainly to deal with your future pregnancies. So, if you're the mother and you're negative and your baby's tested and your baby's negative, then you don't need. It's like similar to the vaccine, basically. If you don't need it, you won't have it. But if your baby's tested and the baby is positive and you're negative, for your future pregnancy can put your life at risk if you don't get an anti-D vaccine injection.
But whilst you're pregnant and your blood group is negative, you need to take an anti-D.
If the baby's blood group is positive.
But how would you know that the baby's blood group is positive whilst mum is pregnant?
So you would take a test.
Okay.
And you would take a test, and that test will give an indication of the blood group that the baby has. So if the baby's blood group is positive, then and the mother's blood group is negative, she needs an anti-D.
Okay, wonderful. Great explanation. How are the anti-D vaccinations administered?
It's administered in the muscle. It's quite a lot of fluid, so it will be painful. And it's similar to any injection. So because it's going into a muscle where there's no space, the fact that fluid is going in there to take up space, that's mainly where the pain comes from. And it's given slow.
Are there any side effects for mothers receiving anti-D vaccination?
Yeah. So if some women complain for headache, achy arm again, but mainly a headache. And if they do get a headache or a rash, they're advised to go to A&E.
Why has BART stopped administering BCG vaccinations to newborns in the hospital now?
Okay, that's not a trust decision. It comes from Public Health England, whereby it will be easier for babies to be checked in the community because they've added on a second test, another test to the newborn blood spot test called SCID. And basically, once the baby has the BCG before the blood test is taken, the BCG masks any baby that has the SCID condition. So the decision was made to prolong giving the BCG until after the blood spot has been taken. So that's why it's moved out into the community.
Okay, that explains.
Yeah.
Lots of mothers are concerned BCG vaccinations.
Stopped in the hospital.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So what is your advice for clients who suffer from needle phobia?
It depends on the vaccinator, because I'm giving vaccines I don't like needles. So if you have a good vaccinator, they will reassure you. God help you. I don't mean that, but basically, if they're really good, then they will reassure you, and you won't get rid of your phobia during that vaccination. But hey, I've got a good team. I'm not too bad myself, and at the end of the day, if it needs to be done, it needs to be done.
And now your last question. What's the worst joke you've told a client to cheer them up but backfired?
Backfire. All my jokes are funny. I love it. So I can't think of it because I'm always laughing at my own jokes anyway. So hey.
Well, thank you, Diane. It's been wonderful interviewing you, and hopefully we'll see you again.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for coming. Bye.
Oh, cute babies.